Hey everyone, Eggman here with I would say like this is like the most creative deck, but I haven't built this deck before, so here it is. It's a Cell Android deck with Mira as the leader, and so a little bit of backstory of if you know, ironically named YouTuber Android, and you probably know him if you know me, but he went to LA and he went 6-3 with green, with Android 17, 18 as the leader, but Cell Androids, and he seemed like he was really good, and he thought like the deck was really good in this current format, and I kind of agree with that, right? Because there's so many decks that are trying to get so much value in your hand, and then if you just drop a perfect four Cell, then all their value just goes back down to 3 cards. So that's really powerful, and especially since a lot of that value is coming from their life, and so when you do this, they're down to like 1 or 2 life, and then a 3 card hand. So that's really powerful. And from talking to him and his experiences, it's just like, man, I wish I could have untapped 2 when I awakened, and said that would have made a huge difference. And I'm like, well, Mira's an android that untaps 2. Let's just put all these cards together, and here it is. So nothing super creative, nothing super like out there, no super spicy tech or anything, but something just I think is really consistent. And if you want to try to have Cell in this format, I recommend this one. It seems really good. So first, what our leader does is Mira from set 4. You choose 1 card in your life, an active main, and you put your hand, you gain plus 5k power, and then you put 3 cards from the top of your deck into the drop area. This is really important for 2 reasons. One, being able to self-awaken is super strong. In Android's list, he ran like the turn 1 Gohans that got crit when you took a life, and those are really good. You'd have to take 1 energy for it, and this being a free ability is nice, and then filling up your drop area for your Overwhelm is really nice too. The other one, I think he does it, I think just when he attacks, and so you don't have to take a life, but I think this is okay. And if your opponent wants to lifestyle you, you have to be, they have to be put you at 6, which is kind of a weird number to be at. So really powerful. He is an untapped 2. He is, I believe, the only android who is an untapped 2, so that's why he's so important right now. On his awakened side, nothing really fancy on his awakened side, to be honest, but attack, draw a card, and then you can choose 3 cards from your warp and place them in your drop area, and this gains plus 5k for duration of the turn. So nothing super fancy, but yeah, it has its android tag is what's really important. So going through, if you don't know what the cell chain is, here it is. It's the 3-drop into the 5-drop into the 7-drop. You play this on 3 energy, you put an Android 17 under it, get him to the 5-drop. 5-drop lets you draw a card and also KOs one of your opponent's cards. And then if you put an 18 below it, you can put any Cell from your deck. So you can put another one of him if you have an extra 18. You can put a Perfect Force Cell, which is the main one people go to because it drops their hand to 3. And for, I guess, a little tiny bit of spice, I put in the Ultimate Box one. So in part of the reason I think I think I underrated this card, the 5-drop, and the reason is people know what the cell chain is. They know what happens if you survive to turn 3, and so they'll just dump their hand, thinking, oh, my hand's gonna get destroyed anyways. Why do I even care? And so if you evolving Evil Lightform Cell into this guy, instead of getting advantage by destroying your opponent's cards, you get advantage by drawing 2 and then getting 2 tokens. And I think that's really powerful. Like, it's both sides of the spectrums. If your opponent has a lot of value, you do Vile Replication, and if your opponent has, or sorry, other way around. If your opponent has a lot of value in their hand, you Perfect Force Cell. If they tried to play around Perfect Force Cell, you play Vile Replication instead. So I'd actually maybe think of tweaking these to 3 and 2. This is a 5k, also super powerful. Like he's a 5-drop too, so that's really weird. He's a 5k combo, but I think that's super good. And so I would consider dropping him up to 2 and this down to 3. If you don't have your, put as many of these as you can. I know this is kind of hard to find right now, but yeah. Other than that, so we're running 12 one-drops, and what I mean by that is we're playing Dr. Dro, which is able to find any of our cards that aren't a negate or the Supreme Kai of Time, and then we're running 8 negates. I just say that full power energy and speedy surprise attack are like the best anti-aggro negates besides Nimbus. They both let you destroy one of your opponent's cards. Full power energy, people are starting to play around it with Bardock. That's really the only thing besides like a Kaba or Trunks. But you can also use speedy surprise attack, and it's funny it's named surprise attack because you really can't kind of surprise your opponent like, oh my 2-drop Goten is safe, and then you just destroy it, and then it's not safe anymore. So and this card's really good for getting rid of extra like 1k combos in your hand or stuff like that. So really powerful. And so the fact that you can untap 2 means that you get these get back online when your opponent doesn't thinks, oh, they're out of play now, but then you've got more plays. So that's really important. Normally what you do is turn 1 you just charge a green energy and pass. Turn 2 you maybe play Jiro. And it depends if you're going first. You just do that. Let me talk about the overarm card. So we're just running 4 Supreme Kai of Time. This card is really important because if we're trying to find our cell combo, we need to, whatever android we're missing, we want to dig deeper for that, and so that's why we're doing this one. And then also we're really only running Mira because it's also an android. Nothing too fancy besides that. We really want to have when our opponent has 2 energy for running against a storm deck, or 3 if it's SS3, I guess. We really want to make sure that we have 5 cards in our warp, because then our super combo turns on. And this is kind of weird. Like, this is it's weird. When this first came out, like, this was like, oh, really cool. You can use super combos when you're not at 4 life, or higher. But this is kind of more of a hindrance because getting 5 cards into your warp can be kind of tricky right now if you only have 1 or 2 turns to fill it up. So if you have 4 cards in your warp, then you just play one of these cards, and you get, with Mira's Unawaken ability, you put 3 in there anyways. So you just have to like combo 1, or played a full power energy, and then you play Supreme Kai of Time or Mira, and at the end turn they go to the warp too, so you have 5. So making sure you have your super combos online is probably the most important thing to do, and then surviving. Other than that, I haven't really talked about the 17s and 18s, mostly because they're not really consequential. You just play them under your cell. Energy Guard Android 17, I think, is probably the most important of them, just because he's blocker, which is really important right now. The other ones don't really matter. I'd say the 7 Android 17 and 6 Android 18 split is really important because we really want to fuel our 3-drop, and then the 5-drop is just the kind of the win more. So that's about it. It's just kind of a fun little build, but I think it's really good in this meta. I think it stands a chance against storm decks because it has full power energy and speed surprise attack, and can either generate a lot of value with Vile Replication Cell, or kind of put them in a situation where they kind of feel like they have to prematurely go in because otherwise they lose to Perfect Force Cell. So this is the deck. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you try it out, let me know. I'd be interested to see what your results are. This was really quickly thrown together. Just the ratio is really easy. Just play 4 all the good cards and then fill in what you can. So that will be it for me, and I will catch you guys next time.